All right, ready to dive deep. Today, it's all about something we don't talk about enough: digestive health. Seriously, how often do we actually think about what's going on in there?
You're telling me. And it affects so much more than we realize, right? It's not just about feeling bloated after a big meal.
Right, it's about overall well-being, energy levels, even mental clarity. We're on a mission to figure out how to get our guts in tip-top shape, and likely we've got some pretty cool sources to guide us.
Oh, I love a good deep dive. What have we got? Spill the beans.
Well, first off, we've got some solid science to ground us, courtesy of the Mayo Clinic. They've got this great article on digestive self-care. But then, to shake things up, we're also looking at something a bit more unconventional.
Ooh, I love when we get a little wild. What's the unconventional source? Some ancient scroll. A talking cat.
Not quite. It's actually an episode from the Army Gymnastics podcast. They've got 13 specific strategies for improving digestion. Some of them are pretty out there, too.
13. Okay, I'm officially intrigued. What kind of strategies are we talking? Give me a sneak peek.
Let's just say you might find yourself breathing like a blacksmith and starting your day with a turmeric and neem cleanse.
Okay, you definitely have my attention now. But before we jump into the deep end of weirdness, let's start with the basics, shall we? What does the Mayo Clinic say about digestive health?
Solid plan. So they really emphasize the connection between our digestive system, the food we eat, and our overall lifestyle. It's not just about what we're putting in our mouths, it's about everything else going on in our lives.
Makes sense. It's all connected, right? What kind of specific things do they suggest?
Well, they're big on fiber, unsurprisingly, both soluble and insoluble. They say load up on those fruits, veggies, whole grains, legumes, the usual suspects, right?
Mhm.
And of course, choose lean meats over fatty cuts.
Classic advice, but for good reason. Fiber keeps things moving, keeps you regular, and helps with overall gut health. But they must go deeper than just eat your veggies right.
Oh, absolutely. They also delve into the world of the microbiome, that whole universe of bacteria living in our gut. They say a diverse diet is key to keeping that microbiome balanced, which is good for digestion and our overall health. All right, you ready for some of those 13 strategies from the Army Gymnastics podcast? Buckle up, because some of these are pretty wild.
Hit me. I'm ready for anything at this point.
Okay, so they suggest starting each day with 1 to 2 glasses of warm water. Seems simple enough, right? But then they throw in this weekly cleanse using turmeric and neem leaves before breakfast.
Turmeric I get, it's anti-inflammatory. But neem leaves, that's new for me.
Right. They also recommend sipping on lemon water throughout the day for an energy boost. Plus, a full-on fruit detox once a week.
Interesting. It's like they're combining hydration, natural ingredients, and giving your system a little reset all at once.
And for anyone experiencing digestive imbalances, they recommend fermented curd and rice, seasoned with mustard and cumin seeds.
Pretty specific, right? It is. But, those ingredients make sense, right? Fermented foods for those good bacteria, the probiotics. And mustard and cumin seeds, well, they've been used in lots of cultures for digestion for ages. It's like ancient wisdom meets modern health.
Exactly. Now, they also talk about some more familiar stuff, like taking probiotic supplements and eating probiotic-rich foods, like yogurt and sauerkraut.
Yeah, that's more in line with what the Mayo Clinic was saying, right? Taking care of that microbiome. Probiotics are essential for a healthy gut.
And, of course, they mention prebiotics, too. Things like onions, garlic, bananas, all the foods that feed the good bacteria in our gut.
That makes sense. Prebiotics and probiotics, you need both. It's like a symbiotic relationship down there.
Okay, ready for another one? They suggest incorporating cow ghee into your diet.
Cow ghee. Tell me more.
Apparently, they claim it helps protect the lining of your intestines and keeps your digestive system, as they did it, well lubricated.
Well lubricated, huh? Interesting way to put it. I know cow ghee is this clarified butter that's been used in Ayurvedic medicine forever. It's supposed to have all sorts of benefits.
Right, but it's not exactly mainstream advice.
I think that's what makes this so interesting, though, right? It's
Right.
making us question our assumptions about what's good for our gut. Who knew cow ghee could be the secret to a happy tummy?
All right, get ready for this next one.
Mm.
They recommend a breathing exercise called Briya Pranayam. It's where you, forcefully inhale and exhale, kind of mimicking a blacksmith's bellows. They say it boosts your digestive fire.
Digestifier. Now, that's a term I haven't heard before, but thinking about it, deep breathing does do things, right? Like stimulate that vagus nerve, which I know is super important for digestion, so maybe there's something to it.
Could be. They also suggest specific yoga poses that can help with digestion. Things like Uttasana, Trikonasana, Utkatasana, Sarvangasana. Have you ever tried any of those?
Well, I'm not a yoga master or anything, but I know those kinds of poses involve stretching and massaging the abdominal area, right? So it makes sense that it could help move things along and just generally improve digestion.
Yeah, I can see that. Now, here's where things get really interesting. They suggest sitting cross-legged and eating with your fingers for enhanced satisfaction. And get this, they even recommend a gratitude prayer before meals to turn eating into like a spiritual practice.
Whoa, okay, that's definitely a different perspective. But both the Army Gymnastics podcast and the Mayo Clinic did mention mindfulness, right? Like they're saying, pay attention to what you're eating, be present, savor the experience. Maybe there's something to that whole mind-body connection thing.
Yeah, it seems that they're really emphasizing that connection. It's not just about what we eat, but how we eat it too.
Right, it's like a holistic approach to gut health.
Hmm.
Mind, body, and food all working together. So what are your initial thoughts? What's standing out to you the most from all this?
I think what's hitting me is just how much we still have to learn about gut health. We've got the science, we've got these traditional practices, and now we're even bringing in a bit of spirituality. It's fascinating to see how it all
I
intersects.
know, and it's a little overwhelming, right? We've got all this information, but how do we actually use it to improve our own lives? Where do we go from here?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And that's exactly what we're going to tackle in part 2 of this deep dive. We'll shift our focus to practical application and figure out how to take all these insights and turn them into actionable steps for better gut health. You definitely don't want to miss it. All right, welcome back to our deep dive into all things gut health.
We've covered a lot of ground, right? From the science of the Mayo Clinic to those wild strategies from the Army Gymnastics podcast.
Yeah, it's been a whirlwind of information, but now let's bring it back to you, the listener. Exactly. It's all well and good to learn about this stuff, but what really matters is how we can use it to actually feel better.
So first things first, take a moment. Tune in to your body. How's your gut feeling these days?
Seriously, think about it. Any discomfort, bloating, constipation, anything that just feels off.
Once you have a sense of what's going on, you can start to figure out which of the strategies we talked about might actually help.
Right, it's like a personalized approach to gut health.
Exactly. So let's say you're dealing with constipation. Remember the Mayo Clinic's advice? Fiber, fiber, fiber.
Fruits, veggies, whole grains, legumes, load up on those.
But remember, don't go overboard all at once. Start slowly, gradually increase your fiber intake. Otherwise, you might end up with, well, more digestive issues.
Speaking of which, the Army Gymnastics podcast had that turmeric and neem cleanse, remember?
Yeah, that one was a bit out there. But turmeric is known for its anti-inflammatory properties, and neem, well, it's been used traditionally for cleansing, could be worth a shot.
Always good to talk to your doctor before trying anything too drastic, though. Now, what about bloating? That's a common one.
Oh, yeah. The Army Gymnastics podcast talked about the importance of a well-lubricated digestive system.
And they suggested, wait for it, cow ghee.
Yeah, that one raised a few eyebrows, but, some people swear by developing fats for bloating. It's all about finding what works for you.
Right. Now, let's talk about that all-important microbiome. Both the Mayo Clinic and the Army Gymnastics podcast were on the same page about that.
Probiotics and prebiotics. Those are your best friends.
Yogurt, sauerkraut, kimchi, all those fermented goodies.
Yeah.
And for prebiotics, onions, garlic, bananas.
It's amazing how much those little guys in our gut affect everything.
Now, what about those more unconventional strategies, like that bellows breathing and those specific yoga poses? Should people actually try those?
Well, the evidence might be mixed, but a lot of people find deep breathing and yoga really helpful for stress management. And when we manage stress, guess what? Our digestion tends to improve too.
That mind-body connection strikes again.
If you're curious, why not give it a shot? See how you feel. You never know.
And remember, mindful eating is something we can all benefit from. Slow down, savor each bite. Really pay attention to what you're putting in your mouth.
It's such a simple thing, but it can make a huge difference, both for your digestion and just your overall well-being.
So as we're talking about all these different approaches, it's important to remember that there's no magic bullet.
Right. Everyone's different. What works for one person might not work for another.
It's all about finding what works for you, what fits into your life.
It's a journey, not a destination.
Be patient, experiment, and don't get discouraged if something doesn't work right away. There's a solution out there for everyone.
Speaking of journeys, are you ready for the final leg of our deep dive?
I think so. You've been teasing some pretty intriguing stuff.
Well, remember those unique insights we mentioned earlier? The ones that offer a completely different perspective on gut health.
The ones that had me scratching my head.
Exactly. Get ready, because in part 3, we're going to explore a concept that just might change the way you think about your gut.
Okay, now you got me hooked. Bring it on. Okay, we're back, ready to wrap up our gut health odyssey. We've gone from the science-backed basics to some pretty out there strategies. But now it's time for something truly unique.
You've been building this up all episode. I'm on the edge of my seat here.
Well, remember how the Army Gymnastics podcast talked about making mealtime a spiritual practice? With a gratitude prayer and eating with your fingers?
Yeah, I remember thinking, that's interesting. But I wasn't sure how it all fit in.
Right. Well, that's actually our jumping off point for this final piece of the puzzle. It's about seeing food as more than just fuel, It's about energy and connection.
Okay, I'm listening. But how does that connect to our gut specifically?
It's all about the energy we bring to eating. When we're stressed, rushed, distracted, our digestion just doesn't work as well.
Right, like we talked about with mindfulness and stress management.
Exactly. This perspective takes it even further. It's suggesting that the energy of our food and the energy we bring to the table can actually affect our digestion.
So it's not just what we eat, but how we eat it, both physically and mentally.
Exactly. Imagine sitting down to a meal, feeling grateful, peaceful, truly appreciating the food in front of you.
That's a very different vibe than, like, shoveling down takeout at your desk or mindlessly snacking while watching TV.
Right. This perspective suggests that by shifting our mindset, creating a mindful, maybe even sacred space around mealtime, we can actually improve our digestion.
It's like we're tapping into that gut-brain connection on a whole other level.
Yeah, absolutely. Our thoughts, our emotions, even the energy around us, it can all affect the delicate balance of our gut microbiome.
Wow. So it's about slowing down, savoring each bite, appreciating the connection between food, energy, and well-being.
Exactly. It adds a whole new dimension to what we've been talking about, doesn't it?
It really does. It's not just about following rules or checking boxes. It's about cultivating awareness, a deeper understanding of our relationship with food.
And how that relationship affects our overall health and vitality. So, as we wrap up this gut health adventure, I want to leave you with one question to ponder. What if taking care of your gut was about more than just the physical act of digestion? What if it was also about gratitude, mindfulness, and even spirituality? It's something to think about, right? And remember, if you want to explore this further, the Army Gymnastics website has tons of great resources. You can find them at armygymnastics.com. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll see you next time.